My father was a doctor and my mother was a midwife. So they weren't engineers. One of our neighbours, one of my father's patients, was a repetition engineer, making things like washers and things like that. But I spent a lot of my age watching these machines, thinking, I wish I could have a machine like that. I was a long-haired git, and I was a kind of a hippie. I used to do a little bit of work for the Australian Opera, making staging equipment. I was kind of pulled into it because I was interested in the lights.
Some of the lights that we used in theatre, the follow spots that follow the performers, they were using technologies from the 40s and the 50s. Not only did you follow the performer, but you also had to manipulate the carbons to get the brightest light.
The reason I got into lighting controls was because of Richard White. He phoned me and asked me to help him set up his lighting rig. What he wanted was a portable lighting system for his band, and I made him one. Studio 4, that was a multifunction controller. So if you're walking into a disco, you've got to light a certain way. And then if you're moving into a funeral, well, you've got to do something else. The sound to light, all of that kind of stuff.
Back in the 80s, Dynalite was a local manufacturer in New South Wales that was used by a lot of hire companies and discos and things like that. Short time later, between the two of us, we got together and discussed that the entertainment industry had limited advantage for us, and we discussed the opportunity to move into architectural lighting control rather than entertainment lighting control.
I found a shop and they had a little 8-bit handheld computer called a TRS-80 that had a Z80 processor in it. I bought one of them and taught myself how to write software. And it turned out that I had a talent for it. I did a lot of R&D. I invented new kinds of sensors. Dynalite Universal Sensor, DUS 703. We sold tens of thousands of them. And it would detect movement, light, sound. My main message was the most energy efficient light is the one that's switched off.
Only using the lights you need when you need them. So via the use of sensors and time clocks, it's the ability to constantly change the amount of light and switch it on and off.
We had some really significant wins with these sensors. One of them was the casino, the Sydney casino. One of our competitors got the job, but they got chucked off because they were using the wrong kind of sensor, and we had the right sensor. And the casino was a very, very prestigious job. We got Windsor Castle, we got Kensington Palace, we got the Science Museum in London, and they're still working.
We still have some installations that are 20 and 25 years old that are still working.
We have this reputation for quality, for a robust system that will stand the test of time, that will work properly, that is easy for the people running those buildings to use.
So Dynalite is an Australian born and bred company. Back in 1989, it's been now 36 years. It's been successfully growing over many decades until the point where Philips Lighting, back in 2009, has acquired Dynalite. That actually has brought Dynalite to a next level. From the acquisition point, our brand has changed to Philips Dynalite. Philips Lighting became Signify and leader in connected lighting. R&D is an innovation strongly linked to our Signify and Dynalite business strategy, and we maintain strong investment in R&D, supported also by Australian government tax incentives and some other. And we use R&D to support our global leadership position in connected lighting.
We have a product platform that can control pretty much any device within a space. We have the sensors to capture information, and we have a beautiful range of user interfaces that help the end user interact and engage with it, as well as fantastic software, whether it be mobile or desktop, that then allows them to monitor and report and act upon information.
Human-centric lighting is one of the emerging trends. It'll actually look at the time of the day and correctly adjust to the color of light that is appropriate for that, mimicking daylight. So even in a situation if there is no windows, or let's say more artificial light is required, what we call circadian rhythm feature would actually deliver that. So single button press or no button press will give you correct temperature of the light for the part of the day.
We provided the lighting control at the Melbourne Aquarium for the penguins exhibit. What we did with the penguins exhibit is we have to create a day in the life of a penguin so that he wakes up in the morning and he very quickly goes through the equivalent of sunrise and the sun getting higher and the colour temperature of the lights changing from very warm at the start to cool at midday. The aquarium in Melbourne is the second best breeding of penguins in the world.
Industry leaders. Industry leaders.
Delivering customized solutions effectively at the required cost, there are three key success factors which we apply. One of them is creating strong platform and continuously evolving product in services architecture, standardization and ongoing development. The other one is being local and having co-located R&D and manufacturing teams. That allows us to do just-in-time manufacturing capabilities, reshoring what we call manufacturing from Asia back to Australia.
So one of our recent acquisitions about 12 months ago was to purchase and install a brand new surface mount and through-hole technology line. So that essentially brings manufacturing of electronic circuit boards back in-house for the first time, whereas it used to be outsourced to third-party vendors, and improves our technology base and makes us a true end-to-end manufacturer, right from circuit board loading right through to testing, assembly, programming and final dispatch.
The third one would be really in areas where we need expertise of others. We strongly partner globally with other manufacturers, with other service providers.
And one of the amazing things about the setup that we've got here in this very building is that we go from idea to development to creation and manufacturing as a complete end-to-end flow with one team in one building. So we can respond very quickly to those kind of customization requests.
There's a very few companies in Australia these days that actually would offer that end-to-end.
So let me give you a little bit more detail about our new acquisition. So the first start of the process is screen printing, where we put a solder shim on top of the circuit board and it glides solder paste, essentially acting like glue. So then after the solder paste process comes the component loading machine. We have two of them. So the circuit board will pass through the middle of the machine and it's fed and loaded from both sides. We have a 9-zone reflow oven. It ramps up slowly to a peak profile temperature. That's what activates the solder paste, melts it like glue and sticks it to the board. And then it ramps down with 2 cooling zones. So you can see those tiny little lights flashing there. That's the 9-head 3D cameras. And every single board that passes through is pre-programmed with a golden sample board. And the camera will compare the golden sample that we've tested and proven to be good, and it gives you a good or go or no-go functionality. This is the end product of what we've just seen, that line. This is where the customer can preload with their software on using the online database, and they can custom configure any writing, any icon in the world. And then once they submit that to us with their purchase order, it directly imports straight into the laser and it's engraved to their specification.
Both residential and commercial would have cases where single button press needs to execute certain sequence and commands. For instance, one single press of the button or even automated command will actually deploy those lighting schedules in thousands of stores around the world.
One of the better ones is Melbourne Park. If a person was at Rod Laver working because there was a concert and someone was doing a setup at John Cain Arena and needed the lights on for the velodrome, they didn't have to go over there and do it. 4,500 devices that we have there is controlled from multiple points or remotely controlled. When someone scores a try in rugby or a goal in football, that the visitor experience of lights flashing, changing colour, those types of things are all tied together.
Connectivity revolution has brought to the society many benefits, however, also increased risk of cybersecurity incidents and attacks, which are frequently making headlines in news.
You know, these systems are now collecting a lot of information about occupancy and climate and air quality and all sorts of other things. So it's really important that that data is both secure but also accessible for people who want to analyze it and work with that data.
Proudly, Signify and Dynalite are the first lighting company in the world who has been actually awarded 5 years ago by IC and DECRA SEAL security certification for connected lighting development process. Our customers can definitely rest assured that we are a few steps ahead and we're always keeping to the best on technology and keeping the system safe. We are very strong on sustainability. So this is one of our key pillars of Signify, to deliver sustainable innovation and products that have minimal impact to the environment.
Inherently, our products are designed to help save and conserve and use energy in the most optimal way possible. So Dynalite and its parent company Signify is committed to being carbon neutral by 2040. For example, we've removed all plastic from our packaging and our cartons, so everything is going out in recyclable materials already. Very highly modular, so we can work with common components, really reduce the amount of waste. And then finally, later on this year, when we move to a new facility, we're really excited that the entire manufacturing line that I was just referring to will be 100% powered by green energy.
What we do is we design using materials that are environmentally friendly, that are recyclable. Then we design products to last much longer than standard consumer products. Some cases our products are known to last almost 20 years and more. That way we minimize the impact, and in case of any serviceability, it's also systems are easy to maintain.